Good morning, class. Welcome back to our session in Mathematics 7. How was your day? I hope you're in a good mood to start our lesson for today. So we are done with our first topic in quarter 2 for week 1, which is about approximating the measures of quantities, particularly length, weight or mass, volume, time, angle, and temperature. As we continue our lesson, in this video, you are going to convert measurements from one unit to another in both metric and English systems, and solve problems involving conversion of units of measurement. What is the first thing that comes to your mind upon seeing these pictures? Very good! Measurements. So what is measurement? In our previous lesson, we have learned that measurement is a process of comparing an unknown quantity to a standard known quantity. It involves the following. A. Identifying an attribute, whether it's length, volume, or weight. Dapat, alam mo kung ano yung kino-compare mo. Is it by length, by weight, or by volume? B. Selecting a unit of measure. If it's length, is it kilometer or is it meter? Or if it's by weight, is it grams or is it liter? Then C. Comparing the attribute of the object to the unit of measure. I want you to try these activities first before we move forward to our discussion about the topic. Okay? So get your pen and paper to do the activity. For the first activity, you are about to convert the following units to another using the metric unit or English unit respectively. So here are the items that you are going to answer for this activity. For the next part of this activity, you are about to solve this problem by using the conversion in metric units. So you have 2 items to answer here. If you have your pen and paper, you may start now. You have 5 minutes to make your solution to the following items. Your timer starts now. Okay, so are you done? How did you find the activity? Does the table of prefixes have been useful in converting items in metric system? Did you find the corresponding measurement in English system? The standard units of measures have started after the development of measurements used by our ancestors during their time. As the system develops, the first standard system that was introduced to us is the US customary English system and the metric system. Dati kasi, nagsimula yung panukat natin gamit lang ang parte ng katawan natin. Halimbawa, yung paggamit ng kamay. Sa atin, tawag doon ay dangkal. Isa pang halimbawa ay yung dipa. Kaso nga lang, na-realize nila na hindi tayo pare-pareho ng laki o haba ng katawan. Dumating pa ang panahon na mas madami o malalaki at malalawak pa ang kailangan nilang sukatin. Kaya, nag-decide sila na magkaroon ng common units na tinatawag nga natin ngayon na standard system para mas masukat natin yung sizes in terms of length, weight or mass, and capacity or volume of a particular object or structure. So may mga ginagamit sila dati na na-adapt pa rin natin ngayon, pareho ng 1 hand is equivalent to 4 inches. 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. And 1 yard is equivalent to 3 feet or 36 inches. Ito lamang ang ilan sa mga tinatawag nating US customary English system. The other one naman is what we call the metric system. Now let us compare the two. These are the standard systems of measure. We have the US customary English system and the metric system. Ano nga bang pinagkaiba ng dalawang to? Sa US customary English system, there is no basic unit and prefixes. While in metric system, it has basic unit and prefixes. Sa US customary English system, it requires a lot of memorization. Kaya, sabi ng karamihang bansa, it is not convenient to use. Kasi ikaw ba naman ang magme-memorize pa ng inches, ng pounds, ng ounce, ng miles. So, yun yung mga examples natin ng US customary English system. While in metric system, they say that it is proven to be convenient and ideal to use. Kasi yung aalamin mo lang kung paano siya tataas o bababa gamit ang mga prefixes natin na kilo, hekto, deka, deci, centi, at milli. At may iba pa. So this is the metric system. It uses Greek and Latin prefixes to make conversion from one unit to another easier. A prefix is a power of 10 exponent or multiplier that precedes unit. So I have here a table where you can see the origin, the prefixes, symbol, and equivalence. Sa origin, makikita nyo na meron tayong galing sa Greek and Latin. So, ano ba yung mga prefixes na galing sa Greek? We have the kilo, hecto, deca. And we have also the base unit. It could be in meter, grams, or liter. Then, yung Latin naman, na prefixes are the deci, centi, and milli. So, on the next column, you can see the symbol that we can use for these prefixes to make it short. So, for kilo, we have K, hecto, H, deca, DA, or sometimes you may encounter DK. Then, for the base unit that we usually use, for meter, we have M, grams, G, liter, capital letter L. Then for deci or deci, we have D, centi, C, and milli, M. Let's move on with the equivalence. Let us use meter as our base unit. So for example, 1 kilometer is actually equivalent to 1,000 meters. Why? Because converting bigger units to smaller units, we multiply 10 to the nth power, or depending on how many moves you go down, or simply moving the decimal point to the right. So since we have kilo going to meters, and we're using this table, we're going to move the arrow down. Okay, so we have 3 movements going down. That's why 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. For example naman in deci, centi, and milli. So we have 1 centimeter. How many equivalent meters are there? So for converting smaller units to bigger units, we divide by 10 to the nth power, or depending on how many moves you go up, or simply moving the decimal point to the left. Since our example is from centimeter to meter, that is 2 moves going up. So we have 1, 2. So that is also 10 squared, or equivalent to 100. Therefore, 1 centimeter divided by 100 is equal to 0.01 meter. So 1 centimeter is equivalent to 0.01 meter. So when converting measurements in the metric system, is simply a matter of identifying the unit that you have, the unit that you want to convert, and then counting the number of units between them. So first attribute is the length. A physical quantity is a measure of distance. So samples that we use here are the meter stick, ruler, or tape measure. Next is mass or weight, often interchangeably used, but their meanings are not exactly the same. So these are the examples of weighing scale that is used or that we can see in our community. Yung una, siguro nakikita niyo yan sa palengke. Kapag bumibili kayo ng karne, karneng baboy, karneng manok, ganyan. Yung nasa gitna naman, usually, ginagamit yung weighing scale na yan sa laboratories. Okay? So that is a beam balance, if I'm not mistaken. And yung last example natin is another weighing scale. Yung medyo traditional siyang type. So makikita mo pa rin yan sa mga nagtitinda ng isda. Okay? Capacity. So capacity refers to how much a container will hold. Okay? Next, we have volume. So it refers to how much space a region takes up. A volume of 1000 cubic centimeters is equal to 1 liter. So this is something that you can use for converting measurements on our next activities. Okay? Now let us move forward with the activities that you have done earlier. So as you can see, ito yung madalas na ginagamit nating basic units when converting length, weight, and capacity or volume. Let us use this in answering your activity earlier. On your first activity, you are asked to convert the following units to another using the metric unit. Let us have number 1. So, number 1, convert 1 kilometer to decimeters. Using the table a while ago, since we have kilometer and decimeters in the problem, we use the base unit meter. We have two methods in converting metric units. First, we identify the locations of kilometer and decimeter. Since kilometers are larger than decimeters, expect that there is more than 1 decimeter in a kilometer. So count the intermediate units multiplying by 10 as you proceed. So we have 1 kilometer times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So multiply to find the number of decimeters in 1 kilometer, and you will get 10,000 decimeters. Therefore, 1 kilometer is equivalent to 10,000 decimeters. For method number 2, we are going to move by decimal point, or by moving the decimal point. Since we are converting kilometer to this decimeter, we will move the decimal point to the right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have moved to the right of the decimal point 4 times. Therefore, 1 kilometer is equivalent to 10,000 decimeters. For number 2, we have 3,085 milligrams or mg equals blank grams or g. So since we are dealing with the basic unit gram, the table here is already changed. So like number 1, we are going to locate where is milligrams and where is grams. So using method 1, 3,085 milligrams divided by 10, divided by 10, and divided by 10. So that is 3,085 milligrams divided by 1,000, which is equivalent to 3.085 grams. For method number 2, since we are converting milligrams to grams, so we will move the decimal point from right going to left. Okay, so we have 1, 2, then 3. 3 moves going to the left, so that gives us 3085 milligrams equals 3.085 grams. By the way, as you can see, we have used division or divided by 10 on our first method because we move from smaller units going to bigger units. Okay, so let's have the second part of the activity wherein you're going to solve the following by conversion using the metric units. Let's have number 1. So sa number 1, a pool is 15 meters long and 10 meters wide. If it is to be filled with water to a uniform depth of 1.5 meters, how many liters of water are needed? Okay? So kanina, nabanggit natin na meron tayong volume, or kapag meron tayong volume na 1,000 cubic centimeters, that is equivalent to 1 liter. So, nilagay natin ito dito kasi magagamit natin ito sa pag-solve ng problem nito. Okay? So, let's move forward with the solution. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to convert first the following given from meters to centimeters to be able to use this hint. Okay? So, we have its length 15 meters. So, 15 meters is equivalent to 1,500 cm or centimeters. The width is 10 meters, which is equivalent to 1,000 centimeters. Okay? Then next, the depth or the height, which is 1.5 meters and equivalent to 150 centimeters. So, napag-usapan natin yung volume. So, ang volume, sabi natin, ang formula niya ay length times width times height. Okay. So, kanina, na-convert na natin yung given natin from meters to centimeters. So, let us use those units or those numbers in getting the volume of the pool. So, we have 1,500 centimeters times 1,000 centimeters times 150 centimeters. Multiply, then we get 225 million cubic centimeters. Okay? But that's not yet the answer because we are looking for the liters of water. So, since we have that hint 1,000 cubic centimeters equivalent to 1 liters, let us see how many liters can we get from 225 million cubic centimeters. Okay, so since 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 cubic centimeters, we have 225 million cubic centimeters divided by 1,000 cubic centimeters is equal to, so cancelled natin yung units niya na cubic centimeters, then we get 225,000 liters. Okay? Did you get the correct answer? I hope so. Next, we have the second problem. So, if you have a prescription of 5,000 milligrams of medicine and upon getting it filled, the dosage reads 5 grams of medicine, then the question is, did the pharmacist make a mistake? Okay, so as you can see, the problem has the basic unit in grams. So, let's locate milligrams and grams. Then proceed to solution 1. So since it's from smaller unit going to the larger unit, we're going to divide it by the power of 10. Okay? So 5,000 milligrams divided by 10, divided by 10, divided by 10, or 5,000 milligrams divided by 1,000, then we get 5,000 milligrams is equal to 5 grams. Or in solution 2, we are going to move the decimal point going to the left. So 1, 2, 3. Then we get 5,000 milligrams is equal to 5 grams. So the question is, did the pharmacist make a mistake? No, the pharmacist did not make a mistake. So we have the English system. English system is based on the British imperial system. Its units evolved from non-standard units of measure in medieval times. So earlier, we've mentioned that during the times of our ancestors, or that medieval times, mga parte ng katawan natin ang gamit panukat. Pareho ng kamay, braso, paa, at iba pa. Then there is no basic unit and prefixes. Because in English system, you have to memorize the equivalence ng mga conversion to convert from English to English. Unlike metric, because they have prefixes that tells you whether the value is big or small. So in English system, it also has the length, weight, and capacity. Okay, so in this table, you will see the length, the weight, and the volume. And these are the following that is being used in English system. So in length, you will encounter the inch. So usually, yung mga ginagamit nito ay, or katumbas nito ay ruler, meter stick, or tape measure. Makikita niyo yung inch dyan. Yung foot. So ang 1 foot is equivalent to 1 ruler. Okay? Then we also use in length the miles and yard. While in weight, you can encounter the pound, the ounces, and the tons. And for volume or capacity, the tablespoon, cup, pints, quarts, gallon, fluid ounce, and so on and so forth. Okay? So while the metric system simply moves the decimal point to convert between its measurements prefixes, the English system requires a conversion ratio or unit factor to move between measurements. A conversion ratio or unit factor is a ratio equal to 1. So this ratio carries the name of the units to be used in the conversion. It can be used for conversions within the English and metric systems, as well as for conversions between the systems. The conversion ratio is based upon the concept of equivalent values. Now let us have the activities using the English unit. So for your first activity, earlier, you're asked to convert the following units to another using the English unit. So here are. Okay, so number 3, how many feet are there in 84 inches? So for your solution, use the conversion 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. Okay, so x feet over or divided by 84 inches is equal to 1 foot divided by 12 inches. cross multiply. So we get x feet times 12 inches equals 1 foot times 84 inches. So divide out 12 inches on both sides. Then we get x feet over 1 equals 1 foot times 84 over 12. So divide 84 by 12. You'll get x feet is equal to 84 divided by 12 feet. Then 84 inches is equivalent to 7 feet. Okay, so for the next number, convert 2 gallons to cups. So using these conversions, wherein 1 pint is equivalent to 2 cups, 1 quart is equivalent to 2 pints, 1 quart is equivalent to 4 cups, and 1 gallon is equivalent to 4 quarts. So let us solve this number 4. Since there are 4 cups in 1 quart and 4 quarts in 1 gallon, then there are 8 quarts in 2 gallons. So our conversion equation is 8 cups divided by 8 quarts is equal to 4 cups divided by 1 quart. Solve for x. Then we get x is equal to 32 cups, or 2 gallons is equivalent to 2 cups. Okay? Now let us move on with the basic unit of measure for time in seconds. So meron din tayong mga conversions using the time. So we have here 60 seconds is equivalent to 1 minute. 60 minutes naman is equivalent to 1 hour. 24 hours, that is 1 day. 7 days, of course, that is 1 week. And 4 weeks, that is 1 month. And 12 months, that is 1 year. And lastly, 10 years is equivalent to 1 decade. And there are more conversions in time that you may encounter in your higher years. Okay, so it's time for your practice. Please get again your pen and paper to do this activity. This time, it's your turn to answer this all by yourself. Okay? Okay, are you done, class? Let us check your answers. Okay, so for Roman number 1 is 18 kilometers. Did you get it right? Very good. So number 2, the answer is 4 yards. You're doing great, class. Okay, so number 3, 12 tablespoons. I'm glad you got it right. Okay, so Roman number 2, number 4, which is greater or which is smaller, or is it equal? So 1 liter is greater than 590 ml because 1 liter is equivalent to 1000 milliliters. So therefore 1 liter is really greater than or bigger than 590 ml. Next, we have 2 kilometers versus 320 centimeters. So which is greater or smaller? So 2 kilometers is greater than 320 centimeters. Okay? So again, how many centimeters are there in 2 kilometers? So if 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1000 meters, so plus or times another 100, so that is 100,000 kilometers or centimeters. Okay, so since this is 2 kilometers, 2 kilometers is equivalent to 200,000 centimeters. Roman number 3, so we have the given 5:34 p.m. that is the time Christine gets home, and 5:51 p.m. time Christine's dinner was ready. So the required is the number of seconds after Christine gets home to the time her dinner was ready. So our solution will be, we subtract the number of minutes from Christine's time when she gets home and to the time that her dinner was ready. So we have 17 minutes interval from the two, but we are asked to give the number of seconds. So we are going to convert 17 minutes to seconds. That is 17 minutes times 60 seconds divided by 1 minute. So cancel that one. Then we get 17 times 60 seconds. So we have 1020. Okay, so test yourself, class. You may get a picture of this, and once you're done with your answers, you may submit your answer sheets to your subject teachers. Okay, so if you're done, I hope you learned a lot today, and hopefully we meet again on the next video lesson. This is once again Ma'am Ahlyssa Marie Guardian, your mathematics teacher. Bye!